Imagine a grown man is sitting in a stadium. Thousands of people around him are screaming. His team just lost. And then something happens that surprises people who don't understand football. He starts crying. Not because he got injured, not because something terrible happened, because a football match ended. And if you're someone who doesn't care about football, this looks completely insane. You might think, bro, it's literally just 22 people kicking a ball. And technically, yeah, that is genuinely what is happening. But also, that's not what is happening at all. Because football is not only about the ball. It's about identity, memories, belongings. And sometimes, a single game can represent something much bigger than 90 minutes. So, why do grown adults cry over football? Let's find out. It's not just a team. It becomes us. One of the biggest reasons is something psychologists call social identity. Basically, humans naturally create groups. We think in terms of us and them. This happens everywhere. Countries, schools, communities, even online groups. Football just creates one of the strongest examples of this. A fan doesn't just think that club exists. They think my club, my country, my team. And that small word changes everything. Because now the result doesn't feel like information. It feels personal. A stranger scores a goal thousands of kilometers away, and someone sitting on a couch feels genuine happiness. A stranger misses a penalty, and someone feels genuine sadness. Why? Because the brain doesn't always treat these groups as completely separate from ourselves. The team becomes connected to our identity. Basically, a football fan's brain says, that person wearing my team's shirt represents my side. And humans are very emotional about their side winning. Why losing hurts so much? Now let's talk about the painful part. Why does losing hurt? Because fans don't experience a match as just a random event. They invest. They spend time watching. They learn players' stories. They remember previous matches. They build expectations. Imagine supporting a team for 20 years. You remember the wins, the legendary moments, the heartbreaks, the players who became heroes. Then one match comes, a final, a World Cup game, a last-minute goal, and suddenly all those emotions come crashing together. The tears aren't only about that one moment. They're about years of memories attached to it. It's like a movie ending, except the difference is football doesn't have a script. Nobody knows the ending. And that's exactly why people care. The power of shared experiences. Another huge reason is something humans have always valued: shared experiences. Think about some of your strongest memories: a birthday, trip, concert, or any celebration. Usually, what makes these moments special isn't just what happened, it's who you experienced it with. Football works the same way. Millions of people can remember exactly where they were when a famous goal happened. They remember who they watched it with. They remember the emotions. A World Cup moment can become a family memory. A father watches with his child. Years later, that child remembers, I watched that match with my dad. The goal becomes more than a goal. It becomes a memory, and humans are extremely attached to memories. Why stadiums feel different? Have you ever watched a stadium full of fans? The noise, the chants, everyone moving together. There is a reason it feels powerful. Humans are affected by groups. When thousands of people experience the same emotion together, that emotion can become stronger. A person alone watching a match might say, nice goal. Meanwhile, a stadium of 80,000 people might react like the entire building is exploding. Because emotions spread, a crowd creates energy, and football is one of the best examples of that. The funny thing is, I don't know those people around me. Then, 5 minutes later, they are hugging a random stranger because their team scored. Why football feels like a story? Humans love stories, and football naturally creates them. The underdog, the hero, the comeback, the villain, the unexpected ending. A player from a small town becomes a superstar. A team nobody believed in defeats a giant. These are stories people connect with. Because we don't only follow results, we follow journeys. That's why a fan can remember one match from 15 years ago better than what they ate yesterday. Why people who don't watch football don't understand. This is why explaining football to someone who doesn't care is difficult. You can explain the rules, offside, tactics, and points, but you can't explain the feeling. You can't explain why a normal match suddenly feels like the most important thing in the world. Because the emotion comes from years of connection. It's like someone asking, why do you care about that song? And you say, because it reminds me of a time in my life. Football works the same way. So why do grown men cry over football? Because they aren't only crying over a ball going into a net. They're crying over memories, identity, hope, years of support. To someone outside football, it's just a game. To someone inside it, it's a collection of emotions built over years. And maybe that's why football became the world's biggest sport. Whew. So now, if you liked the efforts I put in this video, make sure to subscribe. There are more quality videos on the way.